Tyler, thank you. Presidential hopeful Michael Bloomberg is expected to be in Phoenix tomorrow to register as a candidate for the March Arizona Democratic presidential primary. He's reportedly spending more than $600,000 in TV ads across our state.
Bloomberg officially announced his late entry Democratic presidential bid. That was yesterday. Details on any public events or a timeline for his visit have not been released, and we'll get that information to you as soon as we know. And we know more tonight about the investigation behind the raid on a mansion just northwest of Tucson.
As KGUN 9 on your side's Craig Smith reports, it was the result of a nearly year-long investigation that centered on one of the newer ways to get high.
Agents from Homeland Security and the Counter-Narcotics Alliance made this mansion one of 5 places they raided late last week. They say they found more than fancy vehicles. They found vape pens and the equipment to make them. But instead of vaporizing nicotine, these were made to dispense THC, the part of marijuana that makes users high. Investigators say in the various locations they found equipment to make the vape pens, plus marijuana, guns, money, and drug ledgers to keep records of the operation. Investigators say Raul Cordova bankrolled the setup and that Fernando Navarro Figueroa operated a stash house and managed other members of what agents call a drug trafficking organization. According to formal criminal complaints, the organization used UPS to ship the THC pens. Documents say the probe began late last November, and in June, investigators bought 100 of the vape pens. They say in September, they busted a vape shop, which they say bought the devices from the organization. Court clerks say 11 people are charged in connection with the case. Fernando Navarro Figueroa will need to post $75,000 in cash to get out of jail pending trial. Raul Garcia Cordova will need to post $250,000 in cash. Craig Smith, KGUN 9 on your side.
Well, coming up next, a call for change within the Pima County Sheriff's Department.
This after video of a deputy wrestling a teen without arms or legs goes viral. What advocacy groups and lawmakers say can keep this from happening again. You're watching KGUN 9 on your side. Disability advocates are urging changes at the Pima County Sheriff's Department.
They recommended more training and also body cameras for deputies after the release of a video of a limbless teenager being pinned to the ground. Deputy Manuel Van Santen has been on administrative leave since the video surfaced. He says there were events before and after the footage that justify his use of force. Advocates say they don't see why this confrontation even started in the first place.
And what police officers may see as resisting or not complying may very well be a person's inability to understand what law enforcement is asking for, or them communicating in the only way that they know how.
A Sheriff's Department spokesperson says they cannot comment on the specifics of the investigation, but said the results could identify policy, equipment, and training needs.
Let's turn our attention to Kyler Diggs and the weather. I'm guessing you're going to tell us that we've seen the last of the 70s for a little while.
I think that is probably pretty safe to say. Right now it's 57 degrees in Tucson. It's pretty quiet right now, but things are about to get a lot more active across southeastern Arizona. We'll give you all the details coming up in the forecast. That's next on KGUN 9 on your side.
The Arizona Attorney General's office is looking into criminal complaints involving the state's largest school district, Mesa Public Schools.
Superintendent Dr. Ember Conley is accused of giving larger pay raises and contracts without board approval, which of course violates state law.
Now we've learned an internal review recently raised some concerns about the district's pay approval process. Daniel Lerner is digging into these tonight.
State Statute 15502 for every school district governing board in the state, it basically means this.
They can't delegate that authority of setting salaries or employing personnel to someone else. It's ultimately the board who decides who gets paid what and who gets hired.
That same statute also the focus of this presentation.
This is something that I had begun looking at roughly about the month of June.
Given during the Mesa School Board's November 12th meeting.
The fundamental question is, has become the process that we follow in Mesa, does that meet the standard of 15502? That the board approves compensation.
Associate Superintendent of Human and Capital Resources, Dr. Sean Holmes, came to this conclusion.
Depending on which question, which aspect of compensation we're talking about, ranged from I'm not sure to I don't think so. And those two answers are very clear indicators that we need to do something a little bit different.
Districts across the state have been reviewing their approval processes in recent months after former Apache Junction Superintendent Chad Wilson was indicted for theft and misusing more than $130,000, accused of handing out paydays to administrators without the school board's approval. Wilson was serving as superintendent of Mesa's East Valley Institute of Technology when these charges came to light. He's currently the school's director of external affairs.
I think that school districts are trying to do things the right way. I think that it's just a question of interpretation and making an adjustment.
The district did acknowledge there were instances where they could not verify board approval for certain types of compensation. We're told that changes were made to fix that process and that those have already been implemented. A spokesperson also telling me that this internal review is not connected to those executive raises and contracts mentioned in at least one of those criminal complaints. I'm Danielle Lerner, ABC 15, Arizona.
First Warning Weather is brought to you by Hamstra Heating and Cooling.
There is a lot happening in our atmosphere right now and right on through the end of the week. So let's get into the forecast. We'll start you out with some current conditions across southern Arizona. 50s right now in most of the lower elevations. And overnight tonight, we've got a weak little system that'll skirt the area and it'll give us a slight chance of showers right on into the early morning hours. This isn't a big deal, but even above 7,000 feet, we could see a little bit of light snow like we already have around the rim country. And now Window Rock's reporting a little bit of light snow. 25 degrees in Flagstaff, 24 at the Grand Canyon, 50 in Las Vegas. So definitely feeling a chill tonight in many of those higher elevations. And here's what it looks like on the national radar and satellite picture. Pretty impressive snowstorm tonight sliding down along the front range of the Rockies. If you have a connecting flight in Denver tomorrow morning, better call ahead because there's bound to be some cancellations there. And there's that little system we've got skirting our area that could bring a couple of showers to the area overnight tonight. But the really big changes for us start to take place on Wednesday. That's when we get some moisture coming in from the southeast. Then we pair that up with another strong cold front from the northwest. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Pretty much the same type of system that we had developed last week. And then Thursday for Thanksgiving, kind of in and out of the clouds, few showers around. But then that night, here comes that cold front racing across southern Arizona. And into Black Friday morning, that front will sweep through the Tucson area and bring with it wind, colder temperatures, valley rain, mountain snow. Snow levels will quickly drop down to around 7,000 feet. And then throughout the day on Friday, probably drop down even a little bit lower than that, down to around 5,000 feet. And then Friday night, this thing will start to clear out of here. Saturday, it'll leave behind some cold temperatures for our holiday weekend. So the winter storm watches are already in effect for the mountains above 7,000 feet across southeastern Arizona. And this extends into the White Mountains and along the rim country as well. But we could see up to 30 inches of new snow on top of what we've already got. So this is going to be a good moisture maker for us. As far as the rain, probably looking at around 1 to 2 inches total accumulation from Tuesday or from Wednesday through Friday. So another good soaking for most of us. And then as we go on into tomorrow, look at this, not very warm because in behind that system, we're only going to see temperatures in the 50s, some 30s in the high country. And as we go through the 7-day forecast, well, we do warm it up a little bit. That's the warm before the storm, as we like to say. Wednesday and even into Thanksgiving, 60s, but 50s for Friday and Saturday. Look at those overnight lows for the end of the weekend, dropping into the 30s.
I'm just saying that turkey is just way too happy.
For that temperature,
Yeah.
Students with disabilities are learning hands-on job skills through a Tucson Unified School District program.
It's called Kind Stitches. 9 on your side's Taja Davis gives us a look.
Kind Stitches is a part of TUSD's Advanced Community Training Program, also known as ACT. And ACT students spend 2 years gaining job skills and independence that will help them after graduating.
My favorite thing about Kind Stitches is using the embroidery machine and helping the customers.
Kind Stitches is where students learn apparel design and how to work an embroidery machine like this one.
And I think this is really impactful for them because they're learning valuable skills that they can take out with them as they become adults transitioning to the workplace.
The students also bring the machine to farmers markets, school events, and street fairs around Tucson. There, they take orders and can embroider designs on the spot.
I like to set up the Ben's Bell ceramic pieces for customers.
And for the past 4 years, the program has been in partnership with Ben's Bells Project.
The program does generate an existing revenue source for us. So just last year alone during the school year, Kind Stitches raised and generated over $1,300 that's reinvested back into our community.
And the students' love for this program shines through as they work to spread Ben's Bells Project's message.
Truth is, I really enjoy Ben's Bells and Kind Stitches because I want to make people happy. I want to spread kindness to people. That's what Ben's mom told all of us to do.
It really means a lot to me because people like me that have a disability, the ACT will help them learn how to get a job and learn job skills.
For more information on the Transition from School to Work program and more on Kind Stitches, visit our website. Taja Davis, KGUN 9 on your side.
That looks nice. I want that.
That's really cool.
All right, Jason Barr joins us now.
Yeah, there's a basketball term, 1-and-1.
Yeah, that's for 2 foul shots. Well, today, 2 gifts from Sean and Amy Miller to the Drockman Boys and Girls Club of Tucson. That story is next. Plus, what went wrong for Khalil Tate this year? We'll hear from Kevin Sumlin. You're watching KGUN 9 on your side.
Now, KGUN 9 on your side sports with sports director Jason Barr.
Christmas coming early. Today, Arizona basketball Sean and Amy Miller with not 1, but 2 gifts to the Drockman Boys and Girls Club of Tucson. Sean and his wife Amy Miller scoring big for the Drockman Boys and Girls Club of Southern Arizona.
Well, I think it gives so many young kids here in Tucson an opportunity.
A new floor is an expensive gift. A new air conditioning unit is an expensive gift. But a new floor and a new air conditioning unit, priceless. Debbie Wagner is CEO of the Tucson Boys and Girls Club.
We're just so grateful and appreciative.
Miller learned about this gym during a Boys and Girls Club event this past summer.
And he came in and was able to actually feel what it was like in this clubhouse. And he said, kids can't play in this.
What you recognize about these clubhouses is it's a safe place where they're able to be around really good people and learn to make great decisions. They can impact their life in such a positive way.
Miller's message to the kids, don't let anyone tell you what you can't do.
You can accomplish anything that you set your mind to.
In return, Miller received a heart painted by one of the club's members. The exact cost of the new gym floor as well as the air conditioning wasn't specified, but it is 100% from Sean and Amy Miller, and the timetable for this to be completed, the end of February. You said you're going to come back in the summer. Will you do a dribbling exhibition where we can see you dribble 4 basketballs?
I'll do it for you, yeah, as long as it's on this court.